So you just opened a new checking account and got a brand new shiny debit card to go with it. Well, let's talk about how to use it. But most importantly, how to use it wisely, because there are certain things that they're not gonna tell you about it when you get your debit card.
The audacity!
First of all, a debit card just gives you access to the money in your checking account, and you cannot use it for money that is not already in that checking account. You can sign up for Overdraft Protection with your financial institution if they offer the service, but you will have to pay for that service. And I'm not gonna get into the details of what Overdraft Protection is, but you can read more about it in the link that I left for you under articles. Just know that your debit card is not used to borrow money from the bank, just to access the money that you already have in your account. That's all you need to know for now. Okay. The second thing that you should know is that you can't always rely on your available balance to find out how much money you actually have in your account. And this is why. When you make a purchase with your debit card, it has to go through a pending process first. And this is actually very handy because it may allow you to report any transactions that weren't made by you or someone authorized by you before that money actually hits the account and it gets taken out of it. But make sure to ask your financial institution about what their process is, because they all have different processes on how to handle unauthorized transactions.
Very well then.
Now, if the purchase was in fact authorized by you, it will then go to the posted transactions and your available balance will update. However, the pending transaction may not always go straight to the posted transactions right after it drops off from the pending status, making it look like you have more money than you actually have, and then you can accidentally double spend it.
That would be terrible.
So that's why you want to keep your own records on how much money you actually have on your account. The second reason why you can't rely on your available balance is because if you're like me and you signed up for autopay for any of your bills or car payments or anything like that, you have to plan ahead. And remember that in a couple of days, whenever that is, that autopay amount will be taken from your account. So you have to keep track of that too.
Gee, it's harder than I thought.
Also, if you wrote a check to someone, you have to make sure you keep track of that too, because until that check clears, you will not see money coming out of your account. And don't worry, I'll explain checks in the next video. I made a quick monthly balance sheet template for you and I left it under the articles. I really hope it helps. The one thing they will tell you is to set up a PIN number, which is usually 4 digits, that you will need to commit to memory. What they do not tell you is that that PIN is sacred. You cannot share it with anyone, you can't write it anywhere, nothing. That PIN number is yours and yours alone, period.
My precious.
Because the moment somebody has that PIN, they have access to all of your money. And you don't want to do that. I don't care how much you love them. Remember how I said I wanted you to learn from my mistakes? Guess what? I gave my PIN to a loved one once because they needed to borrow $20 from it. And I ended with $1.67 left in my account.
Ouch.
One last thing that you want to ask about is daily spending limits. Is there a maximum amount of money that you can spend per day? And how can you raise it if you need to make a large purchase? Sometimes there's also an ATM withdrawal limit, so make sure to ask if there is one when you're setting up your account. Besides a debit card, you will probably also get a checkbook, so in the next video, I will explain how to write a check and how to balance your checkbook. I'll see you there.